when kids tend to come from the Caribbean and go to like different first world countries, it's like the way how them view things, you know what I say?
Mm-hmm.
Because the way how they were taught and the way how them grew up. We grew up very cultured.
You don't know, Mr. Killer representing Full Angel for Caribbean Corna.
Caribbean Corna, Mr. Vegas representing.
I act in representative Caribbean Corna, the number one podcast.
Welcome everybody to the third episode of the Caribbean Corna Podcast, and tonight I'm joined with the one and only Perfect Giddimani, Mr. Perfect. How's it going, brother?
Give thanks, Rastafari bless. Give thanks for having me, Enough respect,
Yeah.
Caribbean massive.
Thank you for joining.
Yes, I.
How's everything going? How's the music business going?
The business, the music business is just like any other business, Ups and down, rainy days, sunny days, Yeah, man. So it got good relationships, bad relationships, win some, lose some,
Yeah.
Some number 1, some number 10, some number nothing at all, so it's varies, it's life,
What made you want to jump on the WYFL rhythm? How did that come about?
Well, say, really and truly, them jumping on the YFL rhythm is not nothing new, Because that is what dancehall is. If you go back to, let's say, the 90s, 80s and them time, when you had rhythm like the Punana rhythm, the Slengtem rhythm, the Sick rhythm, how many people jump on those rhythms? The general rhythm, how many people jump on those rhythms over the years. That's why those rhythms became what you call staple rhythms in the dancehall, and like every sound man is a must you have a dub plate and a slinking rhythm. It's a must you have a dub plate and the general rhythm or just so many rhythms that became staple names in the dancehall, and it's because they were so good. They were really good. So it's like everybody want a piece of it. Whether you recorded officially on the track or it's just like a dub plate or a freestyle. So that is what is happening right now. This YFL rhythm is really a good rhythm. Really a good rhythm. So it's like everybody want a piece of it. Whether it's official or not, everybody just want to do their part,
Yeah, and it's nice to see the artists from the previous generations and them jumping on the rhythm.
Yeah,
like
man.
Anthony B and the acting and everybody jumping on the rhythm. It's a good thing that bridges that gap between the generation them, right?
Yeah, man. That's
it's
how
a good
it should
thing.
be.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, man, it's a good thing, man, because it's just like a lot of rhythms that were built in the 70s or let's say the early 80s scene that that during the early 80s we were kids, so to speak, coming up. So we heard rhythms as kids that when we even get big and get into the business of reggae music, to the way how we used to love those rhythms as kids and those rhythms were being played a lot. We were so eager to jump on those rhythms. Now that, we're big and we can get into the studio, we're like, whoa, this rhythm, I listen to this rhythm from a little and, we need a piece of it. So it's a joy, man.
Yeah.
So, we, the ones before us, we do the same thing and, right now we come do it. So, it's just fun in the music, man,
So what made you want to get into the music industry? Was it something from like a small age you want to jump into, or?
Yeah, well, we're born in the mecca of reggae, which, I grew up around so much music, plus you have musicians in my family. My grandfather was a great banjo player. My mother is a great singer. And just growing up around the music, your neighbor playing reggae, your dad playing reggae, your neighbor's neighbor playing reggae, and it's just that it's the rhythm of the island. It's
a natural transition for you.
Yeah, it's a reggae vibration, So yeah, we just have a love for the music from an early age, and we just grew with the music, and the music grew with us, and yeah, it's like butter and bread.
So who was like your early inspiration when you was getting into the business?
Yeah, well, early inspiration now, in the 90s, because I was just leaving high school in the 90s, so at that time you had people like Garnet Silk come out, and Garnet Silk Hot, Bojo, seeing you had like Luciana just stepping out and, Capleton them hot and a bunch of great talents during that time. I would get inspiration by those talents, And even the ones before that too, but, we're talking about like in our time, Terror Fabulous,
Yeah.
yeah, man, so much good artists, me I say, so those were the ones that really we were looking at because they were on the forefront at that time, seeing, so, yeah, man, those were the ones that really inspire us, The DJing from Bojo Bantan plus the singing from Garnet Silk is like we live between two worlds because, DJ business will understand the language but yet still have the vocalists over on this side, like a Garnet Silk, a Paris Hammond, a Cocoa Tea, it's a different vibe and it's like you just want to grasp everything as a young talent coming into the business. So those artists really give us a whole lot of inspiration, yeah.
When you first started, was there any barriers or any gatekeeping and things like that? Any issues you had with producers and stuff like that? Because you hear stories, right? So you have any stories like that when you was trying to get into the business?
Yeah, man, a whole part. That is a everyday thing, man. If you don't have a name, you can't go into a studio if you don't have a name, That's the first thing.
So how you manage to get into the studio and?
Well, you see, over the years now, because you see, the thing is that, especially, I am from St. Anne, which is in the middle of the country, in the middle of the island, seeing, and St. Anne is classified as country, because just one place them says is the city in Jamaica and it's Kingston. So if you're not from Kingston, you're from country. Seeing, so, and then now as a country youth, as people would say now, I would say it's 3 times harder trying to venture into the business as a country boy leaving country going on to Kingston. Because Kingston is where a majority of the big studios are and the big producers and, the big radio disc jockeys and stuff like that. So, any artist in Jamaica that was serious about their career, you would have to venture off to Kingston. During the time that I was coming up and before. Now it's a little bit different because of, internet and social media and everything and,
Accessibility, yeah.
Right. But during that time, you definitely had to go to Kingston. And then when you go to Kingston as a country boy, when you go to Kingston now as a country boy, you pretty much don't have any links. You don't know the producer at the studio, you don't know the engineer, you don't know the musician. So what I did at a lot of these studios, I would just go there on a regular basis and try to get familiar with. You have to get familiar with the security first, The security is the first man you have to get familiar with, So you promote the security, see you for a couple times, still you start get all of us with the security, you probably buy my cigarette, buy my beer and strike a conversation. And then when you get beyond the gate now, it's another level to get into the studio. So getting into the studio yard is one, but getting into the studio is the next thing. So you just take time and work your way in, man. Be respectful, be friendly. Me I say, don't talk too much. It's a lot of little ingredients that you just have to be wise and just know how to get your way in, you know what I mean? And just observe, who you see the bigger artists talking to, you have to observe a lot, who is a musician, who is a producer, who you can strike a conversation with, and you just take your time and build your way up,
Yeah, the song that brought you, I think, to the forefront was the Handcart Boy, and I think to this day you're known as the Handcart Boy.
Yeah, man.
What make you come up with that? What make you come up with that? Were you really a handcart boy?
No,
at that time?
Really, no, not really. Honestly, I really was not a handcart boy, but we used to sell in the market at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a market that's close to us in Brownstown, St. Anne, yeah? Me and my brother used to sell in the market at one point. But, you see, that's it's part of our culture, So that
Okay.
Ankiat vibration, that whole Ankiat thing is, yeah, I live it, I see it every day. I see how these Hancock boys make money. I see how they hustle. I see how happy they are on Friday afternoons whenever they make money and they can buy the girlfriend some ice cream or a snack,
Yeah.
and the joy that's on their face. And throughout the week, it's hard hustling. You have to take the load off of the bus or off of the truck. You have to move it from here to there, and the card you have to pack it off. So it's really, it's I would say it's one of the lowest forms of domestic jobs in a Jamaica. Seeing? Because it's like you have to be hustling around the clock, you know? And it's like you don't really have a special price, you know what I say? So yeah, man, we see the pain and we see the joy of the Hancock man in the middle of the streets, you know what I mean? So it was easy to sing about it. Easy to sing about it, you know, because we see it every day. It's pretty much it's like we live it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in St. Ann?
Good vibration, man. St. Ann is a garden parish, you know. Marcus Garvey Parish, Bob Marley come from up the road, you know. Burning Spear come from down the road round there, so, you know. We have talents
surrounded by musical influences.
Yeah, man, we're surrounded by a lot of, yeah, man, you know. And, you know, we went to high school in Brownstown, which is the same area that has the market. So I went to high school in Brownstown, and then, you know, from high school into the music thing, and, you know, but yeah, man, nice area. I grew up in an area called Bamboo Farming Village, you know.
Okay.
A lot of humble people, you know what I say? Nice, respectful people, you know. So, yeah, man, good vibration, you know.
So you also always into the music thing from a child then? I guess because your mother and your family was in the music thing as a child.
Yeah, you see, we grew up around the music, you know. We grew up around, my father was a technician.
Yeah.
That used to, you know, he can fix a record player, he can fix a fridge, a stove, a TV, you know, but he used to fix a lot of jukebox.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had a jukebox at our house. And then he rigged the jukebox that we could just play it at any time. We never had to drop money into it.
Oh, nice.
Know? Yeah, man. Yeah. So it was easy for me to just go through a bunch of records, you know. And then the greatest thing about it is that in those days you would have the A side and the B side, so you could flip the record and then listen to the instrumental.
Yeah. So you would freestyle on the instrumental, you're saying?
Right. I would like listen to a Dennis Brown, and then I flip it over and then listen to the rhythm, and then I just try to sing what Dennis Brown was singing. I just try to just do my little thing, you know. And, you know, from there, school concerts, you know, little fears, you know, Virgin keep a birthday party and stuff like that. They always invite us to sing because, you know, the community saw that we have talent. You know, even my peers and stuff like that. Yeah, them sisters me have talent. So when somebody say who could sing or who could DJ, they would always push me in front and say, yes, you go and do it because we know you have the talent, you know. So my community is a community that believed in my talent from a very early age, you know. My family believed in my talent too, you know. So yeah, man, we had that motivation around us, you know, 24/7, you know, from the family, from the community. So we just grew with it, you know.
So how it feel like, you know, you say you was inspired by, you know, the Buju and the Capleton and stuff like that. How does it feel going from being inspired by those guys to being in the same field or even working, you know, shows with those guys?
It's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling. We give thanks, you know, because you know, reggae is not promised, you know. Reggae is not promised, you know what I say? And just to be a part of what is going on, we're grateful because we have seen people before us that have been trying to, you know, have a name in the genre, so to speak, and they're still trying until today, you know. So for us to get a break and the people recognize us and give us that platform to, you know, show our talent, we have to give thanks. And it's been a while right now over the years that we've been doing this. So the Massive really have been supportive and they really see something in I and I. That's why they keep, you know, supporting. the music and the message. So yeah, man, it's a good feeling, honestly.
So let me say, yeah, you actually spend time with some of these guys, some of them like Cableton and Sizzla and them. You spend time with some of the artists them. So who were the most, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say inspirational, but who were the most like easy people, you know, like good times you had working with, like, you know, you had some memories and stuff built with over the years.
Okay, well, we have some great moments with Anthony B, you know? Great moments.
Okay, Fireman, okay.
Sizzla same way, some really good moments, you know? Lutan Fire, Jamaican.
So,
It's a bunch of people, Pressure Bus Pipe, you know me, and Pressure Bus Pipe, you know, we do a lot of work, you know? Because we see each other a lot, you know what I say? But it's a bunch of people, man, and I want to tell you, say, there's a lot of times where we even working with them, but we are not a part of what is going to be released, you know?
yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's a good vibe. A lot of people, man, over the years, man. So many names, you know? Freddie McGregor as an elder artist, so I see him with, you know what I say? A lot of people, man. So many names over the years. A lot of people.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of names like Lutan. As I said, Lutan's been on my playlist for a while now, and I feel like Lutan don't get the flowers he really deserves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that feel like on both sides today, in the dancehall space and the reggae space, I don't really get the flowers that they deserve. You know what I mean? And people like you, Lutan, as you said, John Mason, paved the way for these younger artists today, right? Who are who from the new generation of reggae artists you see and you know could see carrying on the legacy and carrying on the, you know, the mantle?
Yeah, well, there are quite a few out there now, you know. Some of them I might not know by name because probably I don't really follow them like that. But I've definitely heard artists out there that really sound promising, you know what I say? To keep on bringing the baton, so to speak. Yeah, man, we have artists out there like Jesse Royal, you know, seeing the CM Chronics too, you know. You have a few people out there who do the work, man, you see me? It's just that, you know, the way how some people might digest is you know, is not the way how others might digest it. You know what I say? But them do them thing, man. We have to give thanks to the new generation, you know? Them not gonna burn the fire like oh we did burn the fire, you know. And we see the fire what we burn is different from a fire what, let's say, Bob Marley them did burn. Yeah, it's a different fire, you know. Since each generation.
Times change.
Times change and each generation I go do them thing or them do them thing, you know. But yeah man, there are ones and ones out there that are promising, you know. Yeah man, there are ones and ones out there that are promising. Yeah man, definitely. A lot more names but me just now can't really just call the names off of my head top like that. But I've seen people out there with talent, man, definitely.
The single that you dropped, Smiling Coast.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that? Because it sounds like a tribute to Gambia, right?
Yeah,
what
man,
is the connection?
Yeah.
What is the connection between you and Gambia?
I was in Gambia recently, you know. Well, first is first. Remember, I said Gambia, whole of Gambia, our cousin, our family, them, you know. But
of course.
in December I was in Gambia. Went to Gambia. I did about 7 shows down in Gambia. So I was down in Gambia for almost the whole month of December. And you know, anywhere I go, I have to have studio. So the feature on the track is called Muhammad D. He's actually from Gambia.
Okay.
See? So they are Gambia, we link him up, you know, come to the studio and we just come up with the idea for the track, you know, record it and just get my people on it, mix, master, put it out, you know. So it's just really a tribute to the good times that I had in Gambia. Beautiful people. Trust me, it's like the first country where I go and it's like I'm still there at Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been to a few countries in Africa, but Gambia just have this thing like it's the Jamaica on the other side of the world, you know. So yeah man, love Gambia massive. And we know them love the eye too.
So you say that Jamaica is the mecca for reggae music, right?
If I said
And
what?
Jamaica is the mecca for reggae music.
Yeah, man, it's the Mecca, man. Yeah, man.
But Africa is the mecca for Rastaman, right? And do you think that every Rasta, what it should make the pilgrimage over there?
Yeah, man. Once
If
you
you
have
can
the
afford it,
resources,
obviously.
man. Yeah, once you have the resources and the time, because you don't know the system set up, See, so once you have the resources and the time, yeah, man, you have to check it out, Check it out, man, because your experience will be your experience, I might come and I might say this, I might say that, but when you see for yourself, yeah, man, self-experience is the greatest, But, yeah, man, not even just every Rasta man, every black man and black woman, it's not even a Rasta thing,
And what you see on the media is not what you see when you go there.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
The days are done, man. The days when Babylon used to feed what they feel like they want the people to see or to know. Those days are over, man. It's 2026, social
And that's one of the good things about social media. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the good things about social media.
Yeah, man.
The next single that you're dropping is Red and Dread.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit about that. Without too much, I guess. Don't give away too much.
Yeah, well, Red and Dread now, so me's with different Africa to the fullest, so a lot of my songs over the years are really African themed, me I say. So this song too is all about, uplifting the continent again, speaking about certain issues that people on the continent are facing in certain countries and stuff like that. So that's awareness, man. Yeah, man, them song is all about awareness, Because
so it's more of a social.
Yeah.
Okay. Something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's good to see, because we need music like that, especially in this time.
Yeah, man.
I feel like we're losing.
The message music, we can't forget that, We can't forget the message music, regardless of how reggae will make you dance and have joy, and we can't forget what the purpose of this music is really for, and this music is to enlighten and teach and let the masses be aware. It's yeah, man. That is what this music is for, for uplift, so we can't forget, we can't leave out the message in the music, and like I said, I'm always preaching for Africa, and
Yeah.
New album working on the same way, so this track is gonna be on the new album.
Okay.
So
when you planning to drop that?
The new album is gonna be I would say sometime later this year now, around about September, October. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys look out for that.
Yeah, man, definitely look out for that. And before that, I think I should have an EP out, because I have so much work in the pipeline right now. It's just like crazy work, because we work consistently, If
You have any features on the album?
So far, yes, I have one feature.
Okay.
One feature on the album so far. Yeah, man. So we're working on it,
Nice. The next thing I want to talk to you about was, especially I know when I was growing up, I think reggae was more mainstream at that time. The conscious reggae was more mainstream and more popular amongst the youth around that time, with Sizzla, you, Lutan, people like that, Capleton like that. I feel like now, especially in the Caribbean community, dancehall has overtaken reggae in terms of popularity. But I have to say, when it comes to a global scale, reggae seems to be more popular. When you go to places like, as you said, Africa, Europe, Asia, South America, the reggae music seems to be more popular in those places around the world. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's for a bunch of different reasons, It's for a bunch of different reasons, You see, the thing is that, number one, what we have to remember is that long gone are the days when Jamaica or Jamaican radio stations or Jamaican disc jockeys or selector decide what is hot or what should be played or what should not be played. You know, the very
Okay.
fact that somebody could go on their phone and just play a perfect Giddimani. They don't have to wait on the radio. They don't have to wait on their favorite disc jockey to play their favorite Anthony B or their favorite Luton Fire, right? They can go and access it like correctly. So the music kind of get a little bit more territorial right now. So you have different territories in the world are choosing what's their number one, who's their number one. That is what is
Okay.
happening. Yeah. So, for example, when I was in Gambia recently, right? People say, yeah, Handicap Boy, I'm perfect, big tune, but Handicap Boy is not my biggest song in Gambia. The song that I was singing in Gambia, which is my biggest song in Gambia, I've never heard it play on this side of the world. As a matter of fact, I've never performed that song in my life. I've never performed. I recorded a song about 12 years ago for a label in Montreal, some French producers. I've never did that song in my life. And when I went to Gambia, that is the song that the Gambians say, hey, that's the biggest song. Yes, we love Handicap Boy, we love Nobody Me, and yeah, we love all the songs that do perfect. But this song right here, Country Cousin, is your biggest song. So that goes to show you that different territories are choosing what they like and not necessarily what is being forced onto them or what is the hype. Yeah? So that is the vibe. That is one of the vibe, yeah? And the next thing again know too about it too is that the diaspora, you know. The thing about the diaspora is that the diaspora, reggae to the diaspora is like football to Brazil. You know? Yeah, reggae to the diaspora is like football to Brazil. So it's so much and it's oversaturated. And it's like pretty much every man can DJ, every man have the potential to DJ. You know me I say, and people have heard like a lot of the same stuff over a period of time. You know what I mean? So that's what, but in some different countries, right? You still have people that are they want to hear the root side of reggae music. Because why? They are still living in certain circumstances, in certain situations that this music is still a healing thing for them, you know. Yeah, it's still a healing thing for them. Certain places in Eastern Europe and but certain you have a lot of different countries in the world that go through a bunch of different stuff because we're not intact with them or we don't speak the language. We don't know, but music is the biggest language, the greatest language. Yeah, so poor here is poor there, you know. And poverty is all across the world. Yeah, so sometimes we are singing some songs about poverty and yeah, because Jamaican people digest them already. You know what I mean? But out in the world in some different territories, yeah man, the people them still need them. That's why they grasp onto them so much and cling onto it so much. You know, it's like reggae are the medicine. Yeah, reggae the medicine, yeah, because dancehall is good. We don't bash dancehall. We all like dancehall. Everybody like to have a little fun here and there. But you and I know that, you know, no matter what is going on, you know, if you get into a very serious problem right now, you know what I mean? You're not going to play a ramping shot. You're going to play, don't worry about a thing, every little thing. Yeah, so you see, the music, reggae music always have its space. It can never die. Because for every time that somebody else is happy and enjoy the whole dancehall vibe, you have somebody who will go through them situation or somebody in a certain circumstance that them need the reggae music over on this side to console them. You know what I say? Yeah, man. So this music great, man. It's the greatest music. You know? It's the greatest music.
You think it's because Caribbean people as a whole live the life what you're saying about reggae, and I think dancehall is more of like an escape type of music.
Yeah. That me I say, because it's like an escape type of thing, You
Okay.
see? So when them get the dancehall, it's like, you know what I mean? Because we live the roots and we live the culture, Yeah, we live the roots and we live the culture. That is why, when kids tend to come from the Caribbean and go to like, different first world countries, it's like the way how them view things, you know what I say?
Mm-hmm.
Because the way how they were taught and the way how them grew up. We grew up very cultured, You know what I mean? We don't grow in a cartoon. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
We grow up very cultured, we grow outside, we do nature, we play around and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We know how to be respectful, good morning, good afternoon. You know what I mean? Know how to cook inside, but still know how to light the fire outside. So it's a balance. You know what I mean? But you have places that they just don't know that. So whenever they hear certain messages in certain songs, they soak it up. Because
You
dancehall
mentioned-
is a fast life,
Yes, but as I was talking to Octane said that there's a yin to every yang. So I think dancehall and reggae work.
Yeah, man, it
You know,
work,
there's-
man.
Yeah,
It works.
there's time to party and then there's time to reflect
it
and,
work,
and yeah. So I think it goes hand in hand. It's just that we need to know how to balance it.
Yeah, because we have to also remember, so reggae music is a great reminder,
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people want to escape, Because reggae is the music that stick you up, until they say, hey, don't do that, Reggae is the music that slap you on your hand.
You see, the thing is too, reggae music is the only music you could play pretty much anyway, around anybody. At the end of the day, like, you gotta be very mindful if you have like say kids or elderly people around, or some people, religious people around. You can't just put on dancehall. You gotta
just
pick
put
and
on
choose.
dancehall like that.
Like a reggae, you could put on a playlist and not worry about it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah, man. And then, you don't want to be so strict and firm every day. Like me, I said, sometimes you want a little vibe, So we understand it, So we understand the vibe, man. That's so as I say, acting said is a balance,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
I seen a influencer said that Bob Marley is nobody's favorite in Jamaica. Is that something that you are aware of or you know about, and why is that?
They say that Bob Marley is what?
Is nobody's favorite in Jamaica.
All right. So and
is there a reasoning behind that, or?
No, man. Listen, man. This is a narrative what somebody create and I try to run with that, man. Nothing like, man. So Bob Marley is nobody's favorite
in Jamaica. Like nobody, yeah.
So that means nobody
in Jamaica. I mean, not outside of Jamaica, but.
No, man. People can't say that, man. You can't say that.
Okay.
Bob is ours, Bob is ours. Bob is ours, king, man. You can't say, nah, man. Even up in up 9 Mile where Bob is from, man, him family and stuff like that, man. People who grew up with, man. What you say, man? Bob have a bunch of favorites in Jamaica, man.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I never heard that before, so I was wondering if something maybe you might know about.
Man. Nothing like that, man. The social media, sometimes people just say something and it's not coming from any source or it's not credible, and then, it get 20 posts. And then it get 2 comments, and it just
just like a rage bait type of thing, and just baiting.
Man, not like that. People them love Bob, man. We love Bob, man. We love Bob. Bob is one of my favorites. I don't have a favorite, and the reason why I don't have a favorite is that I take inspiration from every talent. No matter how big the talent is or how small the talent is. Once you have talent, you can inspire me. So we take a liquor from Berries, but we still take a liquor from Bounty Killer, but we still take a liquor from Baby Wayne. Take a liquor from Stitchy, take a liquor from Cocoa-Tea. That is how I put all these ingredients together and bake my cake, which is my style, so to speak, you know. So and for everything that all of these talents, you know, all of them have the different styles and just them different way how them do stuff that is very impressive, you know. You know what I mean? The way how Bounty Killer come on stage, or the way how Barry Salmon can hold a note, or the way how Sizzler is you know, active on stage. You know, so it's a bunch of ingredients, you know. So there's not really a favorite for me in a reggae. You know, I get inspiration from artists who are boss and artists who are not boss. You know? That is how good this thing is. That's
you
how
mentioned
good this thing
some
is.
of the greats.
Yeah.
You mentioned some of the greats, the Bounty and the Sizzler them.
Yeah.
You know, that comes with a lot of people now don't really, you know what's going on with Bounty right now, right? And I feel a lot of people probably don't understand or don't respect the past, like how you're showing respect to people right now.
Right.
I don't see really that happening in the reggae space, where people come out and, you know, bash somebody who's paved the way. As I said, the only person I heard that about was Bob, which made no sense to me. But how do you feel about the situation with Bounty right now? Because Bounty paved the way in the dancehall space, right? And how would you feel that? How you see that situation right now with Killer?
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, may I tell you the truth, King. See, the youths them. I never want to say the youths them, you know, but there's a certain generation within the genre that don't respect the foundation, you know. Are just some people, straight up, you have some people in the genre that don't respect the foundation, the ones that help to actually lay some blocks and lay some brick and pave the way and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's very sad. It's very sad, you know. Why wouldn't you acknowledge somebody if you know so them do that or you know so them do this, you know? I mean, the track record is there. It's not like it's something, you know, it's been made up, you know. So
yeah,
that's bad vibes and that's bad energy, me I tell you, King. You know what I say? Some people never give you a glory, you know. Never give you a glory. You know, even when them see you do the work right in front of them, they will never give you a glory, you know. And Bounty Killer is really an architect of the dancehall. You know, he really come with a different style, a different flavor. When him come, is like, yeah, man, Killer do it, man. Killer do it. Killer do it. And, you know, you don't need to ask if him deserve him flowers. You just need to give him flowers, you know.
okay.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, man, Killer do it, man. More than do it, man. More than do it, man. Genius. Really a genius, you know. It's just
Yeah, the landscape probably wouldn't be what it is today without.
Yeah, man, really a genius, man. Really paved the way for a whole bunch of artists, a whole crap. Probably 20, 30 that just 30 artists just burst off of the branch them back, grew off of the tree what Killer plant. Yeah, man, it's a bunch of talents.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, man, bunch of talents. You know? Bunch of talents.
It's the dancehall scene, the reggae scene, and now I feel like it's very, as you were saying, it's very oversaturated. But there are a lot of great talents out there right now. You know, some of the young artists, them. How you feel about, especially like a young artist like Kes Namdi that win the Grammy? How you feel about that? That was a good look for reggae.
Yeah, great look, man. Great look for reggae. Reggae win the Grammy, you know. It's good, man, because it's good in every way. First things first, all the nominees are reggae. And all the nominees were from Jamaica too.
Well, the exception of Cartel.
Yeah, with the exception of Cartel. Yeah, but all the nominees, you know, were from Jamaica. I think that is a long time since that go on, you know. Plus, Kesdam they've been putting in the work, you know. And that's the thing now. That's the next thing. You see, a lot of people surprised when they see something happen, see? But even especially like me, if you should probably ask somebody what go for perfect? Then I say, boy, I don't know. Long time I hear about him, I don't see nothing at all. Yeah, because if you're not following my trailer, you watch what me I do, or you know, in my thing, you're not gonna know what go on. You know, so you'll say nothing's happening. You know what I say? So, yeah, man, because now they've been doing a lot of work from a long time, you know, but people are looking in other areas while he's working in the next area. Because what is hot here don't mean that it's the same thing what hot there, you know. And that is the thing. You know, so honestly, that's a wake-up call for even a lot of Jamaicans and a lot of the naysayers like how win the Grammy. What do you mean how? The Virgin been working, but no look. The Virgin been working, but they're not observing. They're not observing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. It's a great look, man. Great look for the genre, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people, when it happened, they didn't really know who he was at the time. It's not that you didn't know or you wasn't paying attention to the work that he's putting in, right?
You catch him by surprise.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, I know of Kes Namdi before. I mean, I might not be, in the thing so much, but I feel like going back and listening to the album, did it deserve to win? Yeah, it deserved to win the Grammys, for sure.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's a, what do you want to say? It's political or it's favoritism or that's something that is open, right? I can't confirm that. You can't confirm that. But
we can't confirm that. You know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna make allegations against something I don't really know. I mean, the Grammys has always been riddled with controversy, right?
Exactly.
And I was talking to Octane about that, because when I saw Kes Namdi or whoever else win the Grammy, the way I think is like based on how the Grammy is conceived, right, and the things that I see happening at the Grammys, the rituals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I wonder, as a Caribbean person, why would you want to win a Grammy? Why would you want to win something from a place like that? But like I said, Octane was saying that as the yin and yang situation, and you will never know your enemy unless you go into their field. You know what I mean? It's up to you now as a person now. Like you as a Rasta man going and win a Grammy right now, knowing that or assuming that the Grammys is demonic. You go in there with your religion and your faith, and now you fight the battle from the inside. You get what I mean?
No, but listen to a king. Listen to what I'm saying. Right?
I know it's a deep one, but that's just it's a deep conversation.
Listen carefully, right? You see the Grammys, it depends on how you want to view it, because listen carefully. It's not everything. All right, everything has a demonic side to it,
Yeah.
Of course, everything has a demonic side to it. You know what I mean? But it's what you do within that space. You know?
Yes.
Because over the years, if you ask me what is it we should say? Everybody that win the Grammys are devil worshiper or what? Well, I wouldn't think so. If you ask me, I would say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say no. I think there is the thing in it, but there is also the real thing, if you should ask me. Just like in any other business or any other thing. You know what I say?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just my take on it. You know what
I mean? No, I see it from the perspective now, because as I said to you that I was just seeing it from a fan's perspective and wondering why. Because as I said, like me personally, I would take more pride in winning like something from like a Caribbean Music Award type of thing, right? I was telling him. But yeah, you will never know what you would sacrifice unless you're put in that position, as I said, right?
Yeah, right. And then again, to sometimes it probably is not even a sacrifice. Yeah, because listen, King, for every time, listen, the notion, and black people for checking, see? So, to all black people make it look, it come like nothing don't really end. Because if a black man for just get rich right now, and then probably you don't have a full knowledge of how him get rich, Is either I'm gay, is either I'm selling soul, is either I'm selling a whole heap of drugs. And, them things that always come up. And sometimes it's none of the above. A lot of times it is.
Yeah.
A lot of times it is. But things happen for real, man. Things happen for real,
Yeah, it's
but
just how
within
you...
that, within the space that those real things are happening, you do have
good people.
the devil in the background at work. But yeah, man. But not everybody mixed with the devil within the space.
Well, of course, the devil and the Almighty will be in the same room multiple times. It's just, as I said, it just depends on who you choose to be with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes, Rasta.
So what is some words of advice you want to say right now to like the younger artists them, especially the roots reggae artists them coming up right now in the space?
Them need to sing a lot. Them have to sing more and they come like them lazy. I have to sing whole pa song, Yeah, them have to sing a lot of songs. The people right now, and like 30 years ago, where people that take a month, 2 months, 3 months learn a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People learn songs easily right now. When you're uploading a song, they're asking for the words. So, and these Gen Z youth right now, them learn the thing them fast. Me I say you release an album and I say you now release an album 2, 3, 4 years past. Them finish with that, then move on to something else. Them learn the album in 1 week, them learn the whole 14 tracks. I sing it back to back with them sister and them brother. And they're like, what next? See? And then you'll go on a holiday. Yeah, man, roots and culture arts, we need to sing more. We need to put out more work. Yeah, we need
and those songs resonate. Those songs resonate from even like back in our days. The as I said, the Luton Fire, the Jammies, and them. The music still resonates today. You know what I mean? Like you could go back and listen to that right now. As I said, like we need more songs that transcends time.
Yeah, man, we need more. We need more songs that really reach out to the massive in a different type of way,
Because now in the social media.
Yeah, man, because I say the thing is that right now, the youths them really want the message, But if they're not being fed the right message, them just eat, them just swallow up anything, them just eat anything, So when we see a dancehall guy voice a song, when a dancehall guy voice a song, I talk about under girl, I voice 50 of them. He voice 50 songs, I talk about under girl. We as Rasta, we should have dropped 200 songs I talk about respecting the Empress. Yeah, that is how it goes, because if you have more bad than good, then in the long run, the bad I go seem like the good. Because
that's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say to you because I feel like the people in Europe and South America and stuff, but even the 90s dancehall, the vibe in the 90s dancehall was much different than the vibe in the dancehall culture today. Like,
yeah, man, it's a much different vibe, man,
I think Vegas talk about it. And there's no party like a 90s dancehall party.
Definitely. The beat and the rhythm is different. The conversations and the rhythms were different. And that is one of the reasons why I'm even the Anthony B track right here now and the this YFL rhythm is doing so good, because a lot of these artists forget the art of music is also a part of the art of music is also storytelling.
Yeah.
That storytelling type of thing, A lot of these new youths, that it's like, I don't know, it's like they never go to school, like they never learn how to write a composition. You start off with a girl's song and then, 15 seconds into the song, I hear about your gun, and then it's all over the place, It's not composed properly, so you can't, enough of them probably never learn how to write a composition, The art of storytelling, in a song, while doing a song, is something that, in the 90s, the artists them used to do it a lot. You know, the Lieutenant Stitch them, the Papa San them, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of those artists used to do the storytelling vibe thing, and it really have an effect in the music, you know? So, yes, Rasta. But yeah,
You
man,
feel
the
like the
artists
music?
them just, the young artists them right now just need for just sing more, work on your craft, practice. Very important, you know. A lot of them not practice. You have to practice. It's like you have a tool and you're not using it, and they just wake up and want to use a tool. Things don't work like that. So practicing is very important. That rehearsal, you know, any way you want to put it, you know, but that's very important, you know. And consistent, being consistent. You have to be consistent. Yeah?
Agree with you.
Yeah, we lost out of the space quick, so, you know. Just some little pointers. Yeah.
I just I seen personally the music transition from like the Beanie and the Bounties them in the 90s. You know, there was always the vulgarity in the music, but it was more subtle or more of like an innuendo type of thing in the music. But no, it's progressively gotten where it's now right in your face type of thing, right? It's gone from one end of the spectrum to the opposite end of the spectrum, right? And that's where I think the reggae roots artists them now have to jump in and try to balance it now. You know what I mean? We don't have many roots reggae artists right now trying to balance the scale right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like my generation of artists, them, you, the Lutan, the Capleton, the Sizzler, you know, the artists them like that. I feel like that was a big team of people. You know what I mean? That was a big group of people fighting for one common cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
Now we have reggae artists now, but it's like a competition type of thing from where I see it. Like it's a competition thing. Like nobody's united to say, "Oh, let's work together and as Rastaman just work together and just build." You know what I mean? The only person I see really pushing that, and that again from my era, is like a Queen Africa that's out there. You know what I mean?
Sir. Yes, sir. Queen Africa, a tough artist, man. One of we, you know, big up Queen Africa.
Yeah,
definitely.
So we need more of that especially in the reggae dance, in the reggae space. I feel like for the roots, if you wanna rebalance the scale.
Yeah, we need more warriors on the battlefield, man. We need more warriors on the battlefield. We need more songs. We need more producers producing roots music. And that is even why that era that you're talking about, that is why the music was flourishing so much during that time, because you had a bunch of roots producers. What is a producer and focus is roots music. If you're the dancehall, you never want to see a dancehall man, have to find dancehall producer. You know?
Yeah.
So we need back a lot of roots producers. We need back a lot of roots disc jockey. Every man, every disc jockey right now want to bust a dancehall tune. What about busting a culture tune? I couldn't tell the last time I see a disc jockey or a selector stop the dance, the middle of the dance when the dance hot and say massive. Check out this new tune. Back to Africa, the artist name. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know when
we had that with the highway in them, and we had that back in the day.
Yeah, man, of course. Because listen, man, you need root. Just like when you have bad dancehall selector, bad dancehall DJ or boss and come up like how you have boom now, like new. It's a long time to hear about a roots and culture. The last roots and culture selector, what me know about, you know, scene what really bring people to the frontier, you know, what just roots and culture in place. I ain't the man, you know. Yes, I ain't the man from off a cave man. Seeing roots and culture alone, them man the play. Seeing recently me in a Gambia with this DJ on tour, him name DJ Fireman. The only thing he play, brother, is roots and culture. The only thing he play is roots and culture. So if you want to hear something else, you have to just walk out the dance, turn on your phone, and just play YouTube. But the only thing he play is roots and culture. So we need more DJs that just promote roots and culture, because that is how this wheel is going to start turning again, so to speak.
Yeah. As I said, there's nothing wrong with having the dancehall thing. It's just that, You need balance
No,
in life.
nothing wrong with it, man. Nothing
You need
wrong
the
with
balance
it.
in life. Yeah, you can't just wake up every morning and drink rum. You need to drink some water too, you know what I mean? you need to
listen,
just
man. You see the dancehall youth them, regardless of sometimes they might sing some lyrics for I don't like, them still have to do them thing, seeing and you have to respect the dancehall youth them work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah, them work, that me I tell the Rasta. Them work ethic, the dancer, even if a garbage, them a sing hard, them a push, them a promote it, and them a go hard on it, see? So,
Yeah.
on this side, we with the roots and culture music, at least, if we take a page out of them book and see promotion, we go up on promotion hard. So we have to sing a lot, we have to promote a lot same way. You know what I mean? Yeah, we don't have no problem. The music is one genre. Dancehall, you have reggae like brother and sister them. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Our two brother them, one big, one small, or just two different personality. You know what
Yeah,
I say?
exactly.
Yeah, dancehall and my brother more time him keep up like a thing, but yeah, me take him out of jail and bail him and me and him good again. You know what I say?
Yeah.
And dancehall know say anything getting a little problem, you can come check him big brother or Rasta. And Rasta say, alright, yeah, you are XYZ, that's so you have to do it and don't do it again. A little slap on your hand and so we have to live together and we love it, man. See, because we do dancehall music too, Yeah, because once you go on a dancehall beat, that's dancehall music, so.
Dancehall music.
Yeah, man, we love it, man. Straight across the board,
So now I feel like it's time for the elders them in the industry now to rebuild the empire and just get a couple artists and start signing a couple roots reggae artists and just start dominating the place again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need more of a sign artist, Yeah, of course you can't sign an artist and have the money. That don't make any sense. You just sign somebody to put them down then. You know what I mean? Reggae is a genre, that I don't know probably what 85% of the artists independent. How often do you hear a big label knock on reggae door and say, hey, let's sign that bridge now, let's sign that C-string? Well, once every 10 years, once every 7 years, so majority of reggae artists are independent. Majority of reggae artists are for
you could take a page out of Bounty's book. You know what I mean? And just use your platform and then bring an artist on and just bring them out that way type of thing. You know what I mean? Without money, without there being financial, contracts and stuff involved. I mean, using a platform like that, for example, like a Sizzler or Capleton do that. Because Capleton did try to do that, you know what I mean? And with Munga and stuff like that.
did that, man.
Yeah, with Munga and them. And then...
Yeah, man. Capleton did that, man.
Yeah, but I mean, we need to...
A lot of artists do that over the years, Listen, me king. A lot of artists, if you check back from the history of reggae music, right? Somebody's always bringing somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, must have Nicodemus have Super Cat and all of them Junior Cat run them like kids, man. You understand me? You know what I mean? So that is how it go in reggae music over the years. You know me, I said the first time I go up on tour and Tony B bring me on tour. You know what I mean? I've brought other artists from Jamaica on tour since, we can do my own tour them too. So always I bring forward somebody, man. You know what I mean? I think reggae is a very helpful genre, Despite you have one and two little people might have them differences and things like that, man. But no, man, reggae over the years, man. Wow. Then watch ya. Even producers, look how much you could use Dave Kelly for an example. The man built a thing named Pepper Seed.
Yeah.
You could have seen I go voice 1 man on it, and voice 20 man on it, every man pan Pepper Seed with him boss. Every song pan Pepper. Yeah, so reggae is a sharing thing from a long time, man. Yeah, man, artists they are dub plate student and make money. Me might make some money today and you make no money. Yeah, a piece of money, you go home, get snake car and stuff like that. Yeah,
a lot of producers back in the day too used to, I think, create beats for both genres. Like as you said, like Don Corleone would make like a dancehall beat and make a reggae beat too.
Yeah, man.
Or like a one drop or something, you know what I mean? And even to this day, like I think like ZJ Chrome and stuff like that will do like a dancehall beat. I think we need to have more versatile producers in the business that's willing to,
Yeah.
make beats for both genres and supply
Right.
both consumers.
Exactly. That's a good thing too, Yeah,
Yeah, the
man. Don't
versatility in,
really
in the
tie
business,
down yourself on one the
one sided.
spectrum. Yeah,
Yeah,
once you can
exactly.
do once you can do everything, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Well,
So back to
definitely.
you now. Back to
Yeah.
you now. What is your plans for 2026 other than the EP and the album that you're putting out? Any tours? Any special
Yeah,
events
man.
coming up?
Right now, this is gonna be a busy year, Right here in
Yeah.
March, March is filled, April is filled. I was just start booking me earlier today. Plus we have shows. I have shows probably all the way up to summer right now. Different. We're still filling out some dates, but yeah, man, the year it's gonna be a busy year, yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, it's
That's what we
gonna be
like
a
to
busy
hear.
year. Yeah, we'll go off to St. Croix in a few days, and then we'll come back, and then we have Colorado. We have a few days in Colorado, and then after Colorado, we'll head off to California, yeah. California, Nevada, and then yeah, man, a few dates here and there, yeah.
Make sure when you come to Toronto, let me know, eh?
Toronto, yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a while. I just flew through Toronto like 2 years ago. I was coming from Vancouver Island.
Okay,
So the
okay.
festival. They have a nice festival in Vancouver Island.
Yeah, that's far from you though.
Yeah. It was man, on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, definitely. It's been a while. I'm not performing in Toronto, First time I played in Toronto was me and Freddie McGregor. That was probably about 2006.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I think I've been back to Toronto either once or twice, but yeah, long time I don't really, play in Toronto like that. So yeah, hopefully, King.
Alright. I guess we hit the 1 hour mark. Is there anything that you want your fans them to know?
Yeah,
before
well,
we
we
leave?
just give thanks. We just give thanks for the support, over the years, and just keep supporting the works. Look out for the new song, them. The album coming out later this year. Definitely going to be on tour, so Massive can all of the fans them that live in certain areas can watch out for we passing through, Colorado, Telluride, Fort Collins, St. Croix coming up, Mozali over in Santa Cruz, and Reggae in the Desert, which is on the 18th of April, Las Vegas. That's going to be a good one. So, Massive, just stop in, Once your ears are perfect, Giddimani comes to your ear, link up, all a vibe and thing like that. Support the music, Follow me on Instagram and the whole work, Spotify.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put your link to your Instagram below, so make sure you guys check his Instagram for all the tour dates and everything like that, latest updates and stuff like that. So
Yes, Rasta.
I'm gonna put your links them in the description of the video.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So bro, I wanna thank you so much for being on the show.
Caribbean
I
Corna,
wish you all the best.
Yeah, man, I
Thank
love
you,
it.
bro.
I will be talking about it. I definitely will be introducing
Thank you.
other people to the channel, yeah?
Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah,
As I said,
man.
I'm trying my best to connect the diaspora on a global level. This is the goal of the channel,
Yeah, man,
of the platform.
It's a good thing you're doing, man, because you see, that's another thing about the genre again too, Reggae there's a great portion of reggae that was not documented. Yeah. So even you doing an interview right now with I&I's, that's really good, because there's so many elder artists out there where you can't find an interview for. You and I know that.
Well, if
You
you
know
know
what
some
I'm saying?
people, I have to. If you have some connects, let me know, because I really wanna interview
Yeah,
some people,
definitely.
especially from the elders there,
Yeah,
man.
definitely. Yeah, man, we have to keep these things going, man, because sometimes I want to watch an interview of my favorite artist, like even Garnet Silk, but I sit down and watch an interview of like a whole hour. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that online, a whole hour of Dennis Brown, a whole hour of, So keep on doing what you're doing, my brother, man. Enough respect and really
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much, brother.
Yeah, man. Seeing? Yeah, man. Keep
Thank
on
you.
pushing it. Yeah, man. Rastafari,
Yes,
bless.
sir.
Caribbean Corna.
Bless you.
God bless. Give thanks.
Thank you.
Yes,
Have a good night, brother.
Yeah, man.
Take care.
Likewise, King. Rastafari, bless.